Obviously really happy for our guys here again tonight. It's played again, another efficient game. Starts with the defensive end, getting stops, and trying to win points on the hustle board. You know, we were +1 tonight. Rebounds were a wash, but when you total up some of the other categories like loose balls and charges and steals and such, overall we were +1 on the hustle board. And so in the wins that we've had, we've won that hustle board. And then we compounded it tonight by making 10 threes. And again, had a night of a very balanced attack. These two guys here chipped in a bunch, knocking down threes, 9 assists for this guy. But, you know, we recognized their accomplishments in the locker room after halftime. I felt like we were in there for an hour because there were so many positive things that we could share about tonight.
Questions for the guys?
CJ, Coach mentioned that you guys now have an 11-man rotation, you know, and everybody kind of has their role. What makes it work for you? What makes it work for this team?
Just everybody buying into the same common goal. Coach says all the time, it's a lot you can achieve when you don't care who gets the credit. And I think everybody buys into that, and I think that's how we make the 11-man rotation work.
Seems like you guys are playing a lot more relaxed over the last 6 games or so. I guess what's the feeling like on the floor now, maybe compared to the first 11 games this season?
Like you said, we're relaxed. I think we're more comfortable with each other. I think the biggest thing is we trust each other. And from the start of the season, it was kind of a little iffy on the court if we trusted each other. And now we've grown to a team where I know if I pass the ball, someone's going to make a good play, and I'm going to get the ball back as well. And so it's just fun to play with each other, and we found that trust, and it's awesome to play with them.
What did it take to maybe find that trust?
I think time was a big factor. And love definitely. Spent a lot of time off the court. This winter break has maximized that time as well. So I think time is a big factor in that trust. And then just practices, more crisp, more precise practices as well.
You guys had a moment, I think midway through the second half, you hit a jumper in the lane, and you gave him a look like you weren't very impressed by that. What was that moment, I guess?
I always challenge CJ because usually he's not known as an offensive threat, but he's certainly capable. And when I saw him do that move and kind of made his guy stumble a little bit, it was kind of like, well, I think you can make him fall next time, and I'll just challenge him to be better.
I like it.
CJ is the next step for this team to kind of take it on the road now. You've won 4 in a row at home, but, you know, Wichita didn't work out pretty well. Is that the next step for this?
Definitely. That was one of the messages in our post-game speech. Haven't had a road victory in quite a while, and I think exactly what you said, that's the next step for this team, is to take the show on the road.
Anything else for the guys? All right, thank you, guys.
Good job, fellas.
Questions for Coach?
Probably helps the confidence a lot when the other team struggles shooting.
Yeah. Yeah, there were some good looks that, you know, normally guys like Brenton Scott are going to knock down. But trying to think, you know, they did hit 9 of them. But, yeah, Scott had a little bit of an off night. He's a very, very good player, very talented. You know, again, he commanded a lot of our attention, or he got the first duty on him. But then CJ spent some time on him, and Graham spent some time, DT a little bit. Yeah, he's a really tough guard. You know, he's a 3-level scorer, and you just try to get there on the catch and have a hand on the shooting shoulder, and they do a great job of setting him up off screens, and you get hit with a lot of ball screens, and you know, it was just overall very it's good team defensive effort.
I'm sorry. It was 11-11. Did you switch to a zone?
Yeah, we spent some time.
Because that changed. I mean, next thing you know, you guys were up 10, and that's when they're shooting.
Yeah, we mixed up some defenses, probably more in the first half than we did in the second half. But you know, sometimes coming out of timeouts, or you know, maybe after a made bucket, you just kind of change it up a little bit. So just trying to find ways to keep teams a little bit off balance, out of rhythm. You know, we spend a fair amount of time working on, you know, a couple of those defenses that we'll play, and it kind of helped us out tonight, I think, a little bit.
You know, we've talked about confidence over the last few games, but is that something you can kind of sense on the floor? Is
Yeah.
You know, they're making shots over the course of the game.
Yeah, no doubt. Big key to tonight. We played very aggressively with a lot of confidence. We really wanted to push it on mades and misses. And, as much as every team in the country, you got a handful of set plays and actions, kind of went into this thing thinking, hey, I just want to stay out of these guys' way a little bit here, but we had some opportunities to kind of run some actions in the first half and got some clean looks and knocked it down. So we had a combination of some transition, some flow offense. We had pretty good ball movement and player movement. In the second half, it was probably a little bit more transition, running, free-flowing offense. Guys did a good job executing tonight. It's one of the biggest areas that we have of growth is just, getting on the same page and being able to execute some cut and screen action, some misdirection plays and things where, maybe you can steal a bucket here or there. And we felt like we did tonight. But we can get a lot better, no doubt.
Kind of like I asked the guys, the next step, the road. I mean, how do you prepare differently, but it's got to be a point of emphasis now maybe?
Yeah. These guys do a great job in preparation. I mean, we credit them tonight. J.R. Blount had the scout on this game and did a great job, just trying to fine-tune everything that they do in a way that we can present it to the guys where it can help them with an advantage. We also gave credit to our scout team, and we need to do that regularly because they do a great job running the other team's actions and offenses and defenses, and usually don't get much credit, and it's a big part of what we do. And then, but our guys, I mean, they do a great job preparing and practice and film work, and so you take that same approach on the road, and we felt we did at Southern and at Wichita, and we talked about some of the things that, we got away from the hustle board a little bit and just getting stops. Our identity can't be just making or missing shots. At defense, that hustle board has to be there. So we got a big challenge on Sunday, to head up to Cedar Falls and a talented team and an incredibly well-coached team. But we're looking forward to the challenge. We're excited about it, and that is the next step.